Okay, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Neighbors. Today we have Tom Pearson and Kira Rosenbloom.
Yes, you got it.
I nailed it. I have found quickly that last names are more and more difficult to pronounce, and I'm a terrible reader as well too. But we're here today to talk about the Newmarket International Festival of One-Act Plays. Thank you for being here. Brought treats, brought coffees, and we're here to have a good time. So let's just start with what is the Newmarket International Festival of One-Act Plays. We'll start with that and then go from there.
Well, it's the 8th annual this year. So it's the 8th annual Newmarket International Festival of One-Act Plays. And a one-act plays is a shorter, we'll describe it as a shorter play. So we'll feature 2 or possibly 3 plays per show. So it's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then there's a Sunday matinee. Opening night, we usually have the three shows going on as well. We'll throw in a party. So we have a red carpet party, some live entertainment, and some great food beforehand. And then we go upstairs and the show starts. So there's shorter plays. To give you an example for this year, the very first play we'll be showing is called Phone Solicitor, and it's a one-person play. So it's actually one person who's a salesman. He's lost his. He used to be a stock trader, like he worked on the trading floors. He lost his job. Now he's basically taking on anything just to get by. So he's a phone solicitor, and so the story is just him on that phone. You don't even hear anyone else, but it's just one person and one act. So. I'm not going to tell you what happens or anything. Keep it a bit suspenseful, but that gives you an idea. It's shorter. There's not as big a cast. Yeah. You might have maybe as many as 5 in your cast, but generally speaking, they're shorter plays and they're smaller casts.
So how many plays in total over the 3 days?
We have 10 this year over the 3 days, including 3 with the young company.
Yeah. So and how do you pick? How do these 10 get in the slots? What's the process for that?
Well, there's 2 different processes. So for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday night shows, that's the we actually put out a call for plays, and this year we got over 300 sent to us within a month period. We actually had to cut it off. So in past years, we've never not been anywhere near that level, and certainly not getting that many that quick. So we looked at we were kind of shocked when we looked at it, and our computer guy, Daryl, says, we've got 300. I go, are you sure? He goes, yeah, I'm sure, man. He's looking at the dates on it. I go, holy mackerel. I go, we can't even read 300. So we need to, what are we going to do? So we cut it off. We actually cut off the entries because we just had so many. We got one from Singapore. They come from all over the world. Hollywood. We've got Hollywood writers we've had in the past.
Yeah.
So it's exciting in that way. We've somehow been able to make the world know about this, little Newmarket International Festival of One-Act Plays.
Yeah.
So we want to get the Newmarket people in Aurora and GTA people excited about it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how we pick those plays. So we actually have a committee, and they sit all year round. So those plays will come in November and December. We'll start reading them, and we have to have them done by February, and then we'll sit down and actually start picking our plays in February. So this year we broke it into groups to do that. Now for the young company, I'll let Kira tell you about that. They have a different process on how they put together their plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started with VUTC a while ago, and kind of what I had realized was, these kids are actually capable of so much, and if you give them the opportunity and the guidance and the support, they are capable of, as much as you and I are. So I think 3 years ago we started writing the plays. So I had started writing these workshops. So I would teach them about scripts and story writing and all that kind of stuff. So we run these workshops. I think we start in around April. So we start in April, and we have a writing period. We produce 3 different plays every year. In the last 2 years, we've done musicals as well.
They're doing musicals now.
So we had one musical last year, which again had all original music. And we have another one this year, which is again all original music. So
it's three from you on Sunday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And one this year is also going to be a musical?
Yes.
And actually, we're giving all the funds that day to the Aphasia Institute.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Yes.
Kira can tell you more about aphasia,
Yeah.
what they're doing with that, but it's groundbreaking stuff. This is amazing what Kira has done here.
Yeah, please dive into that.
Oh, thank you so much. So to give a bit of background, so my background, I'm currently in school for speech and language pathology. So speech and language pathologists work with all different kinds of people. We work a lot with different language, speech delays, to social communication, to swallowing, and all of that kind of stuff. But I was fortunate enough to work with the Aphasia Institute. I've been with them for 3 years now, prior to beginning my program. And I had learned a lot about supporting communication for adults with aphasia. So I kind of wanted to extend that into what we were doing, because I grew up loving theater, and through my studies had realized how communication intensive theater is. And I thought, without the proper supports, if theater became inaccessible to me, that would make me so sad, especially because I love it so much. So I wanted to see if we could do something to make it accessible to them.
So the collision of both your worlds coming together.
Yes,
Yeah.
the science or healthcare and arts.
And this is the first time this has ever been integrated into the theater with you guys?
With us, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be
Yeah.
it could be throughout the world. I don't know. It's that groundbreaking.
Well, first time you see it.
And like, not everybody would know what aphasia is. Maybe.
Yeah, so maybe just to touch on that quickly. So aphasia is a language problem or language disorder that can happen after a stroke or a traumatic brain injury. So usually it's the left side of the brain that's injured, which is where our language centers are, and that can impact an individual's ability to produce language, whether that's through the muscles, like the coordination of muscles that are needed to speak. It could be through, for example, being able to find the words. So all of that would be expressive language that's impacted, or receptive language, so being able to understand. And that can, again, be auditory. So if someone's talking to you, you might find it difficult to understand, or through written text. But one of the things that's super important to remember is that adults with aphasia and people with aphasia are competent. Their competence is not impacted, even though their ability to communicate is. So that was kind of just something I really wanted to be able to help spread, and yeah, even just to show the supports that can help facilitate communication for adults with aphasia. So really excited about that.
So it's aphasia accessible. Not only are we able to make it wheelchair accessible, but also now we're getting into a whole new groundbreaking area of making aphasia accessible for people with aphasia.
Yeah.
And just for example, Bruce Willis, for example, has he has aphasia.
Yes.
So that's, if people were trying to relate to what it is and how to sort of look at it, they could take a look at the Bruce Willis and what's happened to his life.
Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. Must be very exciting. So when is the festival, and where is it?
Well, the festival's at the Newmarket Old Town Hall. It runs September 5th to 8th. So it's the 5th is a Thursday. So if you get tickets for the opening night, actually, tickets for the whole festival are only $50. If not, if you get tickets for individual shows, they're $25. And if you get them early enough, they're $22.50. For students and for seniors, they're $20 and $17.50. But it runs September 5th to 8th. The Thursday night is the opening night. We're having a red carpet party before the first shows. So if you buy a ticket the opening night, you get into all the bells and whistles too. You get the party. We're doing foods by Millions Mouthfuls.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah, we have beer and wine there as well. Trevino is supplying the wine. Market Brewery supplying the beer. So it's going to be an awesome, fun night even before it even starts downstairs in sort of the red carpet party area.
Yeah, that's incredible.
The mayor and all of them, they come out and support. It's been Newmarket, the town of Newmarket has been very supportive. Actually, they give us an office that we can meet in throughout the year, because this isn't something just gets thrown together. It takes us all year to put this together, from receiving the plays to reading them. We meet every single month. We create committees. It's a long, drawn out process that it's something we have to actually work on all year round.
Yeah.
And we're working with volunteers too, right? So I mean, it is a challenge at times, I'll say. And we're always looking for people. So if anybody out there wants to volunteer, come to help us with the stage handing this year or greeting or anything along those lines, we're happy to have you. We usually have a lot of students each and every year that come out and help out as well. So it's a lot of fun. We also live stream it. Let's say you're a playwright and you're living in Hollywood. They can gather with their friends and family and buddies and share the link. And so we're able to live stream sometimes it's a world premiere. So we live stream that world premiere right to them. So yeah, not only is it live in the theater, we actually started that during COVID because we were only allowed, at one point we were only allowed a 50% audience. So we brought in live streaming so that we could at least keep it alive, keep the festival alive.
Yeah.
And we've just kept it ever since. So we have the best of both worlds there, I think.
Love it. Where do people get tickets if they want them?
If you want tickets, you can get them at newtix.ca. So that's the Town of Newmarket website where they sell all the tickets for the plays. You can also get it at the box office, which is on Mulock Drive there, the New Roads Theater.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can get them at the box office there. You can get them online at newtix.ca. And also you can get them up like a half an hour or an hour before the show at the actual Old Town Hall.
Unless it's sold out.
Unless it's sold out, and that opening night may
Yeah.
very well be. So I would get your tickets if I were you.
I love it. It's exciting, and I know it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Like you said, it's like a full year. It breaks down into 3-4 days, and then just go.
And even it's exciting that we're able to actually give springboards to actors and directors. This year we got 2 new directors that they're very experienced actors. They haven't directed before, so we brought in a sort of a supervising director. Well, we already had her on board, but we just kind of created a position for her instead of her directing a play. She's now directing directors to direct these plays. And we brought on also a professional adjudicator. So that's something we haven't had before.
Yeah.
What's that?
An adjudicator is somebody who's, I guess, specifically they have the knowledge and the experience and the education to kind of critique
Yeah.
what you've done on the stage, and also they're gonna decide our awards this year. So in the past, like there are people that hate awards, but they still think that you need to have them. Most festivals will still have awards, whether people believe in them or they don't believe in them. Me, I'm on the fence on that, but at the same time, I do believe if we want to be a viable festival, you have to have it. But how do you choose? So we used to put together a panel of people deciding, but who are they to decide? We didn't, you'd get questions. Oh, well, are they qualified? Is that person qualified to decide whether so you got a lot of that. So we brought in a professional adjudicator. They're totally neutral. They're going to take all of that out of the play. And at the end of each play, they will give sort of a critique to the directors, what they did well, what they could do, maybe have changed and whatnot. And then they'll come to our awards night and hand out the awards.
Nice. And you've loved theater and around this world your whole life, or what's your passion for it?
I grew up doing lots and lots of theater and actually mostly music. So I grew up playing piano and I studied opera for 10 years, and I thought it was
Didn't know. I would have to get her to some opera.
well, it was either arts or healthcare, but I'm happy that I'm still able to do both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. How about yourself, Tom? Are you always around the theater world?
Well, I loved theater when I was in school. That I took drama and I got very high marks in that. I kind of got out of it and got into more film stuff. But this I saw they posted something looking for people, and I thought, you know what? I got involved in theater. I did a musical with a theater company, and my kids got into theater, so I started doing set design and things like that at one point. I thought, I wouldn't mind getting my hand back into theater. It's local, so
yeah.
So I just sort of started out. Then I ended up really now I'm the president of the company now. But at first I was just kind of wanting to just get involved,
Yeah.
right? And that's how it all begins. And I think it's just all the people that are there, they all share the passion for it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I like too. It's a sort of a camaraderie when we get together. Everybody, they all seem to love what at the end of the day what we're doing, and they love plays, and they love
Yeah.
they love the whole package, right? So like that's what we all have in common, I think.
Yeah, I love it. My cousin Landon Doak, he played in 2 of these plays. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. But he has been in theater for his whole life. So I've seen many plays that, and now he's putting on his own plays. He does Alice in Wonderland in the Distillery District. So they've
wow.
been doing that show for quite a bit now. So they've done that. I've seen that show probably 4 times. It's a cool experience. Now he's traveling around, but theater is his go-to.
We don't have those kind of budgets.
Yeah.
But what we do have are stories, right? That are we try to keep it to basic lighting and basic sets.
Yeah.
Because because of the way it is. So when one play's done, we got to have another one come in right away.
For sure, yeah.
For example, so basically, you can create moods with your lighting and things like that. You don't necessarily need excessive sets with what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's more like focused on the stories, right?
For sure.
And we think we picked a good array of stories this year as well that kind of hit everyday life stuff. I won't get into all of it, but we do hit things like Kira's talking about aphasia. One of our plays gets into a little bit of dementia, but I won't
Yeah.
get into how or which
No
one or
spoils.
anything like that because
No
it's kind of a
spoilers. No
surprise in it,
spoilers.
right?
Yeah.
But these are things every day. And another one's gets into religion in a roundabout way. It's a comedy though, but it still sort of makes people think, like about organized religion. So just and believe me, it is very hard. We left a lot of great plays out, and we don't all agree on anything, right? So everyone has their picks. We all lose picks. I lost many of mine, but you got to at some point just I trust it. I more trust the people that are like the directors that have been doing directing for years, the playwrights. I trust more their instincts than my own when it comes to reading the plays and deciding which ones should get produced. So I'll take a back seat to that any day of the week. But I do read through them all so that I know. I actually end up being the stage manager most times, so I need to know everything about each play that we're doing and kind of have an idea of how long they go, where the lighting would change, and things like that.
Love it. So why do you think people should come to the festival? What can they expect? Why should people come?
Well, first of all, theater is like no other. It's not like nothing else out there. I mean, so you got to support your local, like you had said, but this is more than local. I mean, we've got an international array of interest in this. So you come out, support it, keep it alive, but come out and get entertained. I mean, seriously, these are fun, entertaining plays, and they're not long. So so the attention span of people seems to be a bit shorter these days. So in that sense too, it's also quite interesting that you can come in, watch for like 20, 25 minutes, have a 10-minute break, come back, watch the next one. Some of them they're no more than 50 minutes long, right? And then there's a bit of an intermission. They can go get a drink or a snack or whatever.
Yeah.
And but to just come out and also you're mingling with other people. It brings townsfolk together as well. And then there's discussions that happen. They'll watch a play and then it might bring up an issue or a subject, and it's touched on someone, and they would talk about it and talking about it amongst themselves. And like last year, for example, we had one play that was it was about 2 homeless guys. It was written by an Indigenous writer. We were very lucky to get that play in the festival. But I got the MP Tony Van Bynen to come out last year, and to me, so you're bringing him in front of this play about 2 homeless guys, but they're not saying that all the stuff we're doing is wonderful, the food banks, any of that. It's not a feel good kind of story, right? There's no happy ending either. At the end, they're still homeless.
Yeah.
But it's something that if you got people there like Tony Van Bynen, for example, the MP at the time, it can affect them. It can shape even decisions they make in those areas, right? So it's to me there's so many positives to theater that especially the type of theater that we're doing is so unique. If you haven't experienced it yet, you really do have to come out and check it out.
I love it. Yeah. I encourage everyone to get tickets and go out and support. It sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun.
And make sure you come out to the Sunday
Definitely
show
gotta come to the
because
Sunday.
we're giving all the
Yeah.
funds that day to the Aphasia Institute as well. And they always have great plays. It's more of a family day. So the Sunday, I would say, bring your family.
Yep.
The other nights, just leave the kids at home.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, have a date night.
Yeah,
It'd be-
for sure.
And we now also we have a contest going on, so you can win night out of the town. I guess you could say tickets to the festival, a stay in the new hotel there, the
Oh, nice.
Postmark Hotel.
Very nice.
And also a historic walk tour through historic downtown Newmarket by the History Hound. So
Oh, nice.
and we'll give T-shirts and hats with the logo and
Yeah.
stuff on it as well.
That's a contest that you're running?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to know how to get in the contest,
Yep.
go on our Facebook page, the One Act Play Festival, Newmarket International Festival of One Act Plays, the Facebook page, or the Very Useful Theater Company page. They have instructions there on how you can enter, and essentially you end up having to answer this question: when was the postmark? When was the I guess it wasn't the Postmark Hotel originally. It was the post office.
Yep.
When was it built?
Okay. Love it. And as we close here, do you have any other thoughts, any other discussions that you would want to touch? Or do you think that we covered it all?
Well, I was just going to say that just to add on to why people should come, I think theater is such a human experience. I mean, I think that it's so cool to, when you're sitting in the audience thinking like, oh, wow, like somebody wrote this story. Somebody had something they wanted to share, had a story to tell, and they took the time to do that. And then the directors and the actors and, the stage production kind of all came together to tell these stories. So it's just such a magical thing.
Yeah, I think that every time I see a play, I'm like, can you imagine? You have an idea, and all the steps that were taken, and all the reps put in, all the practice, and all the things,
Yeah.
and all these different elements to put this piece together. I find it incredible every time.
That's another thing. I mean, we have rehearsals going it's hard to get people to commit to things in the summer, believe me. But we have them rehearsing all summer long. We have to book. We get the Optimist Hall for the most part for that. They've been really good to us. Most of our sponsors are guys like the Optimists, Rotary Club, the BIA, Newmarket BIA. So like those are our they're our lifeline, really. And so without them, we wouldn't even be able to do it. But yeah, they come out all summer long, rehearsing, and it's a commitment.
Yeah.
And so like to me, I mean, I say support your festival. It's really, we're doing it, but it's your festival essentially, right? Like if people don't support the festival, that it'll die, right?
Yeah.
We've had, actually last year we had the most attendance we've ever had. So while
Let's break that record
While
this
other
Yeah.
yeah.
Keep the growth.
While other festivals and other companies are reporting reduced attendance, ours has actually gone up the last couple of years.
Love that.
And like I say, so we got 300 entries to read through this year. That's the most we ever had, and that was only in a month period.
Yeah.
So it's exciting and
Trending the right way.
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, so you have record. Okay, one last question. It can't be from the festival, though. What's your favorite play that you've seen?
Not from the festival.
Can't choose the festival.
Do you want to go first?
My favorite,
Yeah.
I would have to say Cats.
Yeah.
Classic.
Because
Classic Cats.
Yeah, I would have to say Cats.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very well produced. I mean, it's a high budget, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
But, yeah, I'm kind of impartial to that type of play.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So for me, Cats.
How about yourself?
I think I don't know. I've seen so many. I think I love Miss Saigon. I don't know if you're familiar with
I'm
that
not.
one. It's a musical and it has such a beautiful score. So
I did like Jesus Christ Superstar as well.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of back in the day.
Yeah.
People may not remember that one.
Yeah.
although
A friend of mine did the lead in that. So
oh Oh,
Yeah, in one of them, I guess. Obviously, there wasn't just one,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's a very good singer, and I like to support him back then.
I got to pick two. One, kind of on the bigger budget side of it, the Book of Mormon. When I went and saw that,
I just saw that recently.
I was like, I don't think I'd ever seen something like so funny and so put together. Like
Yeah.
anything that I've ever consumed.
It's
When
so
I
good.
left that, I saw it went the first time it ever came around to Toronto. So that's on that big side, and then my cousin Landon too. They wrote like for Peter Pan, but they did it in
Okay.
in a brewery.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Old
interesting.
Flame Brewery in Port Perry. So it was such a cool setting where it's like really, really small, and it was just like a circle too, and so people were like coming in and out.
yeah,
And
it's kind of popular now, doing them in
Yeah.
these unique places, right? Instead of
Yeah,
a
it
theater,
was so
like right on the street. Right?
yeah, it was so fascinating, and he had written all the music that was in the play that they did too, and I was just like, this is so
Really?
cool how they could transform like this space and see this this play. It was awesome too. So those are mine.
Oh, that's definitely
Excellent.
good picks.
Excellent.
Okay, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for having us.
Yeah,
we hope to
appreciate
see
it.
everyone there.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Great job. Thank you.
Wonderful.